Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you here today. It looks as though YouTube is actually streaming today, which is absolutely great. I don't know what happened the other day. I've got no idea at all. So I'm just going to let that go. It was annoying at the time, but yeah, we'll just let that go. Alrighty, so my name's Lorraine. I live in the Fraser Coast area of Queensland. I live in Maryborough. And I love making cards. So I'm here again today to show you, this is what's it called? The Sunrise Sailing bundle that will be coming out very soon. So, and it's quite a cute little bundle, really. It has quite a bit in it. When you sort of first look at it, you think, oh, there's not much, but there actually is. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. And now that I know that this is working on YouTube, I'll just turn my phone off. And that because my husband's going out, and he has a habit of whenever he goes out, he calls me without fail. So he won't be able to today. Alrighty. Let me go down to the desk, and I will. There we go. Beautiful. Now, we're not using those. They're still there from the other day. So what we are using today is this gorgeous Sunrise Sailing. So it's got some beautiful sentiments on it. Congratulations. You deserve the best. Happy retirement. Best wishes. You're destined for great things. And ahoy. It also has... So this is the stamp set. So you've got the yacht. You can add this to it, which sort of gives it a bit more depth, because you can see, I think that's just one stamp, isn't it? Yes, it is. So it's just one stamp here. And you can pop it in there and it'll give that a bit more oomph, if you like. Then we have the yacht stamp, but here, which one is that? This one here, which is this here, actually gives you the opportunity to place it over the sails, which then gives that little bit of, you can do it in a different color and or whatever, and it makes it show up. Here we have just like the ripples, and then down here we have some sea. Alrighty, so that is the that's where I put that. That's the stamp set. Then we have the dies. So the dies consist of, there's some like waves here, which I'm going to have to play with those because I'm really not sure what I would do with those. And we have just the sails, which again can make the sails pop out. We have a smaller yacht, so we could have one in the distance and one up close. We have some birds and we have some clouds. Now, the large yacht here, it actually fits into the embossing folder. So here's the embossing folder, which gives us, let's see if I can get that on there, gives us the whole picture. And then we can take this die here and we can pop it in here. Believe me, it does sit in there because I've used it twice or whatever this morning. So that sits in there nicely. Ah, there it is. That sits in there, and then you can cut the boat out with that die out of the background here, or you can just do the background and have it like that. And it's got the clouds and the yacht and the sea and all the lovely bits and pieces there. So I have actually gone ahead and cut some stuff out this morning for one card, and I'll see how I go with that. Good morning, Sue. I'm really well, thank you. And yourself? So I'll go ahead with the first card, and then I'll look at doing the second. And I have a couple of ideas for the second one, but you know what? I'm probably going to run out of time. So we'll have a look at this. So what I've actually cut this morning is, this is just your normal embossed piece. I'm using the Night of Navy as the backing because I can, and I love navy and white. I need to choose, and I'm thinking out of these three, I need to choose a card base. So I'm going to pop that up there and see which you think would be the better card base. So we've actually got, I think that's Lemon Lolly. We've got Fresh Freesia. Highland Heather, sorry. We've got Highland Heather and we've got Pool Party. So whatever you think would go. I'm sort of tempted with the yellow or the Highland Heather rather than the Pool Party, but that's just me. Okay, so if you just wanted to pop in the comments which one you think would look best as the background there, that would be wonderful. So I'm in the last throes of getting ready for the cruise. I actually got my ironing board and iron out last night, which is very unusual for me. So, yeah. Alrighty. Yes, my die does sit in the embossing folder. Does yours not? Oh, number 2, the Highland Heather. 1, 2, 3. Well, it's going to be 2, whichever, isn't it? Because it's in the middle. Alrighty. So let's do the Highland Heather. I think that will work. Yep. All right. So I'm going to fold that in half. Does yours not fit in, Susie? It doesn't. I'd get back to Stampin' Up. And Sue liked 1 and 3. I'll tell you what, I wasn't so keen on 3, so let's try 1. Let's try 1. Oh dear. And see, let's see which we prefer, because I'm going to make a second card. So whatever we don't choose for the first one, we'll choose for the second one. So that is it with the Lemon Lolly. And then, oh, okay, I'd get back to them. Suzanne, mine sits, it takes a little bit to sort of like find the right spot, but it does sit in there. And I must admit, I've had a good play with it this morning because I was trying to work out what I was doing and I kept having to go through it again. So, which one are we going? Lemon or Highland Heather? We'll go with... you liked 1 and 3. I can't remember which way up I had them now. And you're a purple person as well. Shall we do... Thinking. Shall we do the Highland Heather for the first one? And then we'll use the lemon if I get a chance to do the second one. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got all sorts of ideas for this. And then I asked my husband what he preferred. And he preferred what I didn't, of course. So I'm just going to stick this onto the... Even the deboss side is really nice, isn't it? I mean, you could use it as the whole background, but yeah, just, I don't know. I had so many ideas going through my head. The first idea I had didn't work at all. So the first idea that I had was that I put Versamark on onto the sails and across the water, and then I did that in silver, and I did end up with, like, this was the water bits. I've cut them up since, and this was the sails, which, you know, I think the sails on their own would work. If you wanted silver sails, you could put that there like that, but I just don't think it's going to work with what I'm doing today. So you could do that, and then, yeah, I'm not so sure about, I chopped this up because it was the whole lot and it was really silver, and I thought, no. So yeah. Okay, so we'll take the silver sails off because we're not going to do that just at the moment. So what I thought I would do, I've actually cut 2 of the yachts. Okay, so what I actually wanted to do was put this yacht on there and have this one on dimensionals. So as you can see, these are going to be really simple cards. There's not going to be a lot to them, but I was going to do a little bit of colouring in there. So I wanted to do something with the sails. So I'm thinking, let me get trusty colours out, and I was thinking that as we've gone with the purple, what I might do is I might do the light purple on these sails. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do the whole thing. So basically sort of like just from the edges here. Now make sure I've got it up the right way, and just do so. This is the light. Maybe bring it down a bit more, or maybe just colour the whole thing, Lorraine. And then I can go over it with the dark. So we'll have purple sails on this one. And I suppose I should be a little bit careful because I'm just trying to get it onto the raised area there. Now maybe do some of the darker, and I really shouldn't leave that. And then just put some of the darker down here as shadows. Just a bit of shadow. Because sails don't just go boom and out straight, do they? Got a bit more here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Whoops, I went over there. I'm just trying to blend that in a bit, that side, just to... All right, so we've got that, and then we should really do something for the actual boat itself, but I'm not sure that I've got it. I'm quite, I don't get a lot of these, and I should probably get a lot more. Let me see. Is that going to go with that purple? Ooh, not really. I might just leave, let's see about the darker one. You can see here where I went over the. I could do it with that one. If I don't like it, I've got another one there. So it's just hard to see. Where the raised bit is. And I don't want it on the cabin area. So this is the dark azure afternoon. Go right up in there, up into the bowsprit. Like that. And then we might go over it with the lighter colour. I sort of tend to think of these more in silhouette, to be quite honest. All right, so now we've got that. Oh, I don't like that at all. Just let me. Now I've messed it up altogether, haven't I? Okay. Can't do anything about it. Tell you what I could do. I should have just left that alone, to be quite honest. I'm going to do the mast. We're going to put a dark colour up through to do the mast. There we go. So I've actually just used Dark Mossy Meadow to do that. So there's our boat. There's our other yacht. So what I want to do, you can see that one in the background, which I'm not going to colour. And I'm going to put this one in front of it. And I'm going to pop it on for some dimensionals. If I can find my dimensionals. Might be tiny ones because I'm not sure how many of the others I have left. There we go. Take your pick tool, which I had earlier. There it is. And we will pop this up. And I've now decided this isn't my favorite. So we'll do something different with the other one. And just put a couple of mini dimensionals across the bottom. I don't want those to show. See, the one that I thought of doing was then popping that on there like that, and then having that over the top. But I might do that in another one. Take it off there because it's throwing me. Now I just want to pop this just down a bit, and it will just slightly go off the edge of the card, but it won't matter because it's going to go onto here. Okay, so we've got that. That in the background really does need something, but it needs something really light on it, and I'm not sure what, but I actually, when you pick it up and look at it, see, when you look at it like that, you can see it quite clearly. It's when it's down straight that you can't, and I really hate that colouring. Let's take it right in. And right up. That makes it look a bit better, not really, but anyway. All right, so then pop that onto there. Just going to stick it down flat. So has anybody got anything good planned for the weekend? Let's pop that on there like that. And then I thought, no, that's not going to work. I do have, do you like that? No, we'll just leave it like that for now. All right, that will do for this one. And I'm just going to cut an insert. Where's my white? It's thick white. I don't want thick white. Oh, no, that's thick. That's not. So my insert is going to be 5.5 by 3 3/4. Actually, I'm going to make this part a bit smaller. I'm going to make this one 5 1/4 by 3.5. Five and a quarter. And then I'm going to do navy background at 5.5 by 3 3/4. So that's going to be for the insert. I did want to put something on the front here, and I really think I need something up here to offset like the color here, but nothing here. So I'm thinking like across there, and I sort of wanted to put something quite long. So I might just use the Best Wishes, I think. The one thing I'm not so keen of it in this one is that Best Wishes there is that I'm a big advocate for capital letters at the beginning of words, sentences, whatever. And this is all in, it's all in lower case, which, oh, I think I better clean my my blocks again. All right, I'm just going to get what will I use? Let's use And of course, Night of Navy will be right down the bottom. There we go. I'll use the Night of Navy to stamp that. So I just need a small piece of white. And I need to smoosh this. To get any colour off of it. That will do. Not get the colour off, to get any product that's then left on it from the machines. Okay, so now let's see if I can get that too. So we're going to go with, oh, Best Wishes. That actually doesn't look too bad. Okay, now I need to find something to cut that with. So I think I'll go with good old Stylish Shapes. Let's see if we've got one in there that we can use. Oh, that might be a bit big. What about this long, thin one? Oh yeah, that'll fit. That'll fit nicely. So we'll use that one. What would we do without Stylish Shapes? I don't think it'll be one that I'll ever let go. But you never know, they might well bring in another one that's as good or better. So I'm just going to pop Best Wishes across the top there, and I am going to pop that up again. Otherwise this card is going to be really oh, come on, there we go. One, I'm doing that off of camera, I'm sorry. Two, I've got an order that I'm going to be putting in probably today or tomorrow, which means it will be here when I get back next week, hopefully. And I'm going to put it quite high because I didn't really want it to block off too much of the boat. Okay, so a very simple, actually, do you like it up there, or do you think we should move it down a tad? Go across the other boat. Let's have a look. Have it go across here. Actually, I think that looks better. That looks better there. All right, so we've got the Best Wishes. And now we need to do something for the inside. So on the inside, I think I might do, let's have a look. Maybe just congratulations, which is another long, thin one. That's my long, thin block. Let me set that down on there. I love it when you first take them out because they're really sticky. work okay? Let's have a look. There's always a second side. Looks okay. And maybe just this sort of like squiggle, which could be water. And I'll do that in the same. Again, I need to squish it off. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it and then use the stamped off version. Okay. So now, have I got glue anywhere? A glue, you know, coloured stuff. Ink. Let's move that over there. So I'm just going to stick this on the inside. Pop that there. Turn it over. I love dark blues. I absolutely love the new Secret Sea. I love Night of Navy. Anything that I can, that's the deep blue, I really love it. All right, so we've got that. Now, I don't know that there's much I can do with this, but I thought I might just put a bit of wink on these clouds. You can have clouds with silver linings. A bit of wink on there. And then I was thinking that maybe there are birds in there. I might take that one out. There are birds in the that you can stamp. But I just thought that I might put a couple of birds maybe one there. I love the fact that this pack has, I know these are the smaller ones, but they have them going both ways. So I have that, and then the citrus blooms have this really nice blue, purple, red. So I thought, actually there's a smaller one. We'll use the smaller one. And I just wanted to pop one of those on there. Maybe another bird. No, don't overdo it, Lorraine. I don't know if I like that now. Maybe I'll take that off. There we go. That'll do. You won't use that. All right. So there's the card. That's it's a very simple card. It's pretty straightforward. You can just use the, you know, the what do you call it, embossing folder, and just use that. I just wanted to give it a little bit more oomph. So that's the card there. So I do have time to do another one. So we'll do something with the yellow, and thinking I might go with the Night of Navy again. What's that? That's Night of Navy. So for the card, I want 5.5 points, 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 5.5. My trimmer is actually getting quite difficult to open. Now I'm going to use the embossing folder, and I'm going to go on white again, I think. Let me think. Or will I do it as... No, I'll do it on the white. It does make it easier to work out. So just pop this through with the embossing folder. I don't need to put it through with the die cut because I already have one cut. So put this through. Get my plates in the right order. Which clearly I haven't done. What do I need? Well, that would be useful if I could find my... Isn't it silly when you have stuff there and then you suddenly can't find it, and there it is. So just one way, running it through the embossing folder, not back and forward. Okay. And I've just remembered I actually had one there. That's all right, I can save. So where is... Now I'm not really sure what I want to do with this one yet. But I could put the frame around it that way. Or I did have that smaller frame that I can put around it that way. And then pop. So have that there, that there, that there, and then have that up across the top. What do you think of that? Do you like that idea with the yacht coming up over the front? I actually do quite like that. So either like that, or I could do that with a... No, I think I like the blue frame. So just pop that up over the top, and then you're going to have the other yacht underneath. So I think that's what we'll go with. today. And so what I'll do is I'll pop this one down now. I've got all sorts. I've got to learn how to stop pop-ups coming up while I'm actually working. All right, so that one was probably cut slightly wrong, but it's not going to matter too much because I'm going to put this on there as well. So I'm now going to just stick that flat down on there. So I think this folder is in our online exclusives. So that's going to go there, and then we're going to use, I'm not going to colour anything this time because colouring that yacht wasn't easy. I think it's going to be better using the stamps that are available. I think it's going to make a much better look than colouring. So I'll just put a couple of these little ones. Across the bottom. Oh, bother. Must have had a bit of blue ink there. Ah. All right. And then I'm just going to place that right over the top of where the yacht is underneath. We might have to put a few little, and that doesn't look straight at all, but it's on there now. All right, so that's what we've got, and then we're going to pop this onto the front here. There we go, and that is so annoying. All right, so we've got that there. No colouring this time. I'll probably put a little bird over that or something as a pattern on the sail, but we'll see where we go. So with this one, I was thinking that we could just maybe just a small banner in there which says, there's one here that says ahoy. This one here. So let's put that there. And I'm going to use the Stylish Shapes again. And I think this time, will that fit? Oh, that won't fit, I don't think. It's going to cut off the, and I've got a feeling that that is going to be too much. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Can we get it into a, oh, I think even the circle is going to be too big. Too small. I mean, that one would fit, and I could, that's an idea. All right, let's, I'm going to do that. Excuse me. this all back together again. One, two, three, and three. All right. And we'll just cut that circle, squircle. We'll see how this looks. I'm not overly impressed at the moment. I thought I'd just put ahoy on there. The good thing about a circle is that you can't get it in the wrong place. Okay. Maybe just ahoy up in the corner there. I think that looks okay. So we'll do that. We'll pop that up there. There we go. I've still got that bit of blue there, which is annoying me. Okay. So now, do you think that that ahoy sort of takes over the fact that that's... Do you think I should have done it in white? I actually don't mind it in that, but let me see. Maybe I should have done it on a piece of white. Let's put one of those through. Okay, so we can be... I actually think that looks too big. It's too big. The whole thing is too big. So I'm just going to... print it straight onto this and make a banner. I think that's probably the easiest way to go about it. Just cut that. this end. Flagging it probably would have been a good idea. Oh, that looks better. That looks a lot better. Let's do that. Now I've got to find something to use 2 Ahoy circles on. All right. I'm just going to pop that up. In there. And then we'll get where did I put those birds that I just had? There they are. Just going to get a couple of these little birds. Again, just to one there, and then I've got those 2 dots of blue there, but I'm not sure what to do about those. What I could do is I could pop a couple of these. 1, 2, and let's go 3, and yeah, I definitely need those 2 there because of those marks. So maybe take this one off down here. All right, so there we go. We have Ahoy, and I will do an insert for those. So I need a piece of yellow at 5.5 by 3 3/4. That one, and a piece of white. Let me find a scrap piece of white. I'm so glad you can't see me. Well, you might be able to. Leaning over like that. So 3.5 by 5 1/4. No, that's wrong size. 3. Yeah. Oh, I must have done that wrong. 5 1/4 by 3.5. Can't remember what I'm even doing this morning. There we go. 3.5 by 5 and a quarter. Alright, I might have to look at doing something with my trimmer. Doesn't want to play the game. I thought it was me, but it's not me. Well, how long did it take me to cut that insert? Seriously? Okay. So, we've got Ahoy on the outside. So, let me think. Let me look. What we've got here. I actually like this one here that says you're destined for great things. So I'm going to use that one. I'm still going to stamp in the blue because I don't want to get another colour out. So hubby's gone this morning to get his eyes tested, which means, oh no, here we go, because it'll probably mean new glasses. You're destined for great things. Everybody's destined for great things. And then while I do that, might do that stamp off again, because I quite liked that. Oh, I stamped that off too. Darker this time. All right. And then we'll just pop this. Like that little squiggle around my fingers. Just pop that inside there. And then this can go in the center. So on my order, I've got 3 lots of glue, 3 lots of dimensionals. There we go. So there's the inside. There's the outside. You can see with the ship sitting on the outside, but it is over the top of the one that's in the other. Alrighty, so I'll come back up to the top. And that's about, oh, if only you could see it. No, it's just as though you can't see this desk. I'll come back up to the top and see if I can get the camera going. There we go. All right, so that was our 2 cards for today. I think I prefer the second one. The first one, I definitely wouldn't do the I definitely would not do the colouring again on the sales, so I don't really like that. But yeah, so that's the 2 cards for today. All right, I'm going to say goodbye, and I probably won't be on for the whole of next week because I'm off on a cruise on Saturday. I'm heading up to Cairns, so if anyone wants to see the shenanigans that my friend and I get up to, you'll feel free to go over to my Facebook page on Colour Me Crazy Cards, and no doubt you'll see some of the things that we get up to. But that's all from me. Thank you so much, everybody. I do appreciate you joining me, and I will see you in a fortnight. Well, after next week. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.